Good morning, everybody. You're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. I can finally hear myself. We have Justin Ferreira, a sports master, and Catherine Conley, a.k.a. KC. Lucy,
hello, everybody.
Hello.
And Lucy is not with us today. And I believe we have our callers on the line. Gentlemen, are you with us? And who's with us?
Coach Pike.
Coach Pike. Who else we got?
Charlie.
Charlie Rebel, right?
Yeah, Rabel.
Rabel, Charlie, how are you? Coach, thanks for calling in.
No, not a problem at all.
All right, very cool. So anyway, for people who have been watching the feed on Facebook, last week we highlighted East Bridgewater Little League. So now we move on to Taunton Little League. They won. Coach Jerry Pike is the manager of Bristol County Savings, who won Game 3, which was aired here on 1320 AM live over at Weirfield in Taunton Thursday night. And Charlie, I wanted to say first, congratulations on a great season.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, Coach, so when you first, a lot of the things go off draft, because you guys basically draft anywhere from 6 to 7 players, depending on how many you lose. Let's talk about Charlie real fast. What did you see in him to draft him, or did you had him in the draft, right?
Yes, I got him in the draft 3 years ago as a 13-year-old. The couple of things that I liked about him mostly was he was left-handed and he could pitch, and he just needs some fine-tuning. We worked hard in getting his bat going, and we taught him how to pitch, and he's the closer and pitcher for the championship game.
Very cool.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Let me get down your volumes a little bit, guys. You guys are a little bit too high. So, Charlie, how do you feel about pitching in that championship game? Do you have a good feeling your number was going to be called?
I wasn't sure, but I was happy to be able to.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to make sure I have my stats right. Mike Callie's actually calling me. Coach Callie's actually reaching out to me. He should be able to. We're live in studio. He should be able to go. So people back home, if you want to just see us in studio and listen to our interview with Charlie and Coach Pike, just go to the WAR. Keep getting dial tone. Oh, because. All right. So what happens? I only can take 3 callers out of 2. We only can do a 3-way call. So that's why I can't get Coach Callie on right now. So I have to send him a little text, and I'll have to call him. Back. I'll have to call him back. But right now, if you want to give us any messages and have a question for Coach Pike or Charlie, please, you can just text us on the Facebook page. Again, WARA 1320 AM. I know Coach Callie's getting ready to call in. So, Coach, how long, let's get a little history on your baseball background just before we get, I don't know. First of all, I was curious. Yeah, let's get your baseball background in, how long you've been there and how long you've been coaching baseball.
I started coaching roughly 18 years ago when my oldest son started playing minor league. And then I moved into the managerial spot in Taunton East at the Pirates and took a team that was in disarray, and we went all the way to we went 21-1, and we just missed getting into the city championship. So then I took a couple of years off, and then I wanted to coach the big boys. I wanted to go into the Babe Ruth area. So about 6 years ago, I interviewed for a position, and I was lucky enough to get to start my own team. I didn't get a pre-made team, and we started with the draft. And Charlie was one of the first. I think he was the first full draft that we had. Charlie, who closed the game out. Ethan Ross, who was one of our key pitchers and hitters. Evan Callie was an amazing shortstop. I know I'm forgetting a few, but back to me, I love these guys. These guys came to work every day for 2 years to get to where they were this year. This
Right.
year it wasn't a fluke. They worked hard, and the greatest part of the whole thing is we got to see them smile after every win and after every loss. And it was that was the most amazing satisfaction you get for winning the trophy is sportsmanship and having fun. That's what it's about. It's about the kids having fun.
Right.
I just picked them. They played the game.
All right. So I know you had a question for Charlie, correct?
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, like, just out of curiosity, like, what is your mindset of going into a game?
I'm just excited. I'm happy to be able to pitch in the game. Just excited to get out there and finish it.
Just motivation, something like that.
What?
Motivation?
Yeah, I was motivated, happy to. Yeah.
That's cool. So what do you think of the trophy, Charlie? That's a pretty big trophy, huh? The one that's the Butch Morrison Championship Trophy. That's what it should be called. I think that's what didn't they end up naming it that, Jerry? They renamed that trophy?
They named the city tournament as the Butch Morrison Memorial City Championship.
Oh, okay. Not the trophy
Because
itself.
The trophy itself already has a previous member on it.
Do you remember the name? I'm just curious.
Not off the top of my head. I don't.
No, that's fine. I didn't know if you know. I mean, I every now I get confused with the Galligan trophy they have for the Little League Championship Trophy. You know, it is what it is. So, Charlie, who'd you play for in Little League? What part of town
I
did
played
you?
for the Yankees.
The Yankees.
Yeah.
Now, how much?
If I'd known that, I would have never picked them.
Ooh.
Oh, Charlie, we got a wise guy on our hands. I don't know what we're going to do about this. Hold. Charlie, so what advice can you give some of the guys trying to make a transition into the Big Diamond? And what did you make? How did you adjust? Did you go outside with dad or mom or your friends and just work out, or how did you make the transition into the Big Diamond?
Well, I first got the new bats because the bat rules changed, and just started hitting with that all leading up to the season, and that was pretty much it. Just getting used to the heavier bats, and just saw how it felt when I got to the Big Diamond.
Now, what did you do? Now, what advice could you give some of the kids that are on there? Excuse me, that want to go to the Big Diamond. What advice could you give them?
Don't get worried about it. It doesn't feel that big once you get out there and start playing on it.
Right, because isn't it overwhelming though when you're 13 years old and you're looking, oh my God, they're 90-foot bases. It has to make I guess it depends on the athlete. Is that probably fair to say?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's definitely a step up from when you're a little kid and you're playing baseball in your front yard and you're using cones as bases,
Oh, exactly.
as I did a lot when I was a little kid.
Oh, there you go. What about you, Charlie? Do you agree to that? Were you overwhelmed at first seeing the Big Diamond?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Just worked out it. Coach, how do you try to get what do you try to add in practice to get these little guys, the 13-year-olds or the brand new 14, 15-year-olds that might have took a year off that wanted to play ball? How do you and your staff try to get these guys ready? Because it ain't an easy thing.
We start out pretty basic with the ground balls. We have station at short and a station at second, and they have to throw the ball from that position to the first or third base line. That way, their arms get stretched out, and then we move them over to third and first, and they got to make that throw all the way over. The key to the whole thing is, and I'm pretty sure Coach Callie will explain, is stretching your arm out. You can't just go out there and just throw the ball. It doesn't work that way. You get hurt, you can hurt your arm, and you go out and you stretch your arm out. You get these guys believing in what you're teaching them. That's
Right.
part of the program, is them believing in what you're saying. And sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong. That's why I have a great coaching staff. We all worked together. We all made decisions at the same time. It wasn't a dictatorship. It was a democracy.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's just, no, not yet, not yet. We got a
Oh.
little bit. That's all right.
Yeah,
All right, just before we let Charlie go, and we're gonna have, I believe, Mr. Ross is standing by. His mom just called me. What did Charlie? So, do you want to give a shout out to anybody before we let you go on this great season you guys had? And again, we want to really appreciate you taking the time to call in as well.
Just shout out to everybody on the team for helping everybody out and winning the championship.
There you go. I know you're a big talker, Charlie. I can tell.
I actually wanted to ask you, who are your favorite baseball players, and what's the story behind it?
Well, one of them's Anthony Rizzo, just because I like the way he acts on and off the field, and I play first base just like him, so he's probably
That's
one of my
cool.
favorites.
Yeah, that's a big ball player right there. All right, well, Charlie, I wanted to thank you for taking the time for calling in. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Coach, are you going to stay on for a little bit longer?
Sure, I'll stay on as long as you need me to.
All right, so when we come back, we will have Ethan Ross, right? Correct?
Correct.
All right, well, we will take our first break. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station. 1320 AM WARA and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We are highlighting the 2020 Taunton Babe Ruth champions, Bristol County Savings. We'll be back with more right after this.
Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
W.H. Riley is here when it comes to heating your home or business this winter. W.H. Riley & Son always welcomes new customers. They're a family-run business serving the Attleboro area since 18...
Put on the sports thing and listen to it.
24-hour emergency service.
It's on AM.
For more information, you can contact them at 508-699-46...
Hey everyone, welcome back to 4 Deep Sports Talk here at the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and we are highlighting the Taunton Babe Ruth champions,
That's correct.
Bristol County Savings, and I believe we have Ethan Ross on the phone with us.
Yeah, Ethan, are you with us? I didn't lose you, did I?
Yeah.
Hey, that's good. I thought I was going to lose you, buddy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I also have Coach Jerry Pike, manager Jerry Pike, and we're going to have Mike Callie calling at the bottom half of the hour. Just before we get off the air, our new schedule, our new format, I should say, is that the Sportsmaster, besides helping us out with questions, he will have a recap, because that's the only scores we have in right now, are the Taunton Little League and Taunton Babe Ruth Championship. We'll get those results out there at the bottom half of the hour. But, Eth, great season, kid. So I don't know if this is a lie. I'm kidding, of course. But they have you, the coaches have you batting .536, which is awesome. And your playoff percentage, batting average, 14 at bats, .692. Congrats, brother. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. So what do you attribute that to? I mean, what's your mindset? You seem like one of those kids that are just determined to be better. You know as much as anyone else does that's played any type of sport. The more work you put into it, the easier the game will come, the more fun will come out of the games. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I'd say so. I always got to go up to the plate with confidence, like the other night with that double to get the game going, finally get some runs across, and eventually win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have this. I did my best on the scorebook. I don't know. I think, it was the base clearing double. The other guy that did that. He was. If you saw where you hit the ball, that ball was almost. Now, for people that don't know the layout of this ballpark, it's wide open. So there's no fence, and there's a bush in right field. But and across the field, and straighten me out, Ethan and Jerry, if I'm wrong. Across the field is a softball field. And, Yeah, and Ethan hit this ball so far, and it got caught up in the lights, and it basically blinded this was in 2 outs now.
Holy
2 outs,
cow.
bottom of the 6th.
Holy cow.
So he was basically almost in the bench for the field for where the softball players their bench. You know what I mean? Down the first base line. That's how far you hit the ball.
I actually wanted to ask that, like, was it a softball game going on then?
No, thank God, no, because the center fielder for home plate would have ran over a couple of the players.
Yeah, that would have been
that would have been a problem, because it's like whose ball is for which game.
Yeah, exactly. Did you realize you hit the ball that far?
Yeah. I saw in one of the videos, like you said, he got caught in the lights, and it was like foggy out in center field. He turned right around. He couldn't even see the ball.
Yeah, but you hit the ball well. I mean, you hit it to a great player.
Wow.
In Turon, he just like you just mentioned, he got caught in the lights, and he was right there. He just couldn't finish the play.
Good thing the umpires have more than one baseball in case if it gets hit out of the park.
So the field is like this big, like it's almost big like an MLB baseball
Oh
field?
yeah, it's bigger than an MLB, but there's no fence.
Oh wow.
I mean, if there was a fence, I'm thinking, Ethan, the way you hit that ball, that definitely would have left Tiger Stadium's baseball field, the new one, even the old one. That definitely would have cleared that. Oh yeah, you crushed that ball, kid. You crushed it.
Let me tell you something about Ethan Ross. Dominic. Ethan Ross has done that all season and has not bragged, has not pumped his own horn. He's been so humble, and he listens to everything we ask of him to do. And when he went up to bat that night, I said, I just want you to hit the ball. That's it. Just hit the ball. Well, I didn't expect to get that hit, but I expected him to hit the ball, but he crushed it. And, I was just so happy for him because he's been through a couple of injuries throughout his career, and, he's he takes good care of himself because he has a medical condition, and he loves to play the game. You asked if you were me, and you asked Ethan, hey, man, I need you in center field tonight because so-and-so's not here. Only coach, I got you. And off he goes.
Right.
Those are the easiest guys to coach up, to enjoy. But when he tells you he's going to do something, he does it.
That's all you expect, right? Ethan,
That's it.
Ethan, what I know you, of course, Ethan started Game 3 for Bristol County. What are the two pitches you basically throw, and do you have a third pitch?
I throw mostly fastballs during Babe Ruth, but usually my second pitch is my changeup, and I'm working on my curveball, trying to get it better. But I didn't really throw it that much throughout Game 3.
No, I saw that. I mean, you were trying to spot the fastball, and I thought you got an excellent young catcher in Jesse Schaubs, who has excellent mechanics. So that definitely must make you feel feel pretty confident that he's going to spot it the best way he can, so the umpire can see it.
Uh huh.
So let's talk. Besides, let's get into your batting, yourself at the bat. So what do you contribute this? Not just that hit, but just hitting so well off, during the regular season and into the playoffs. What do you contribute that to? Is it more just work on the cages, or
Say it again.
is it more work on the cages, spending that extra time?
Yeah, usually during practice for my other teams, we're always hitting. Tee work is good. Anywhere.
Do you think that's something that gets underlooked? People spending
Yeah.
time on tee
Yeah.
and tee work.
Oh, it's work on your mechanics on the tee, and it's second nature up at the plate.
Now, what about base running? And now, actually, let me step back. And I know Catherine had a couple questions for you before I get into what I was going to say.
Yeah, so I asked Charlie this question earlier, so I wanted to ask you as well. Who is your favorite baseball player, and what is the story behind it?
I'd have to say Andrew McCutcheon.
Mm.
I liked his number. That's why I wear number 22. But I just liked his game style and everything about him. And I'm a Pittsburgh fan, so that worked out when he was in Pittsburgh.
No, you're not from Pitt. Say that again, Jerry.
There you go, Dom. Another one.
Another Pirates fan, right? So, what got you into the Pirates, kid? What's up with that?
Oh, I'm not really a Pirates fan. I don't really even watch baseball.
Oh, okay. So you're a doer, not a watcher.
Yeah.
You just like that. You just like only him, like how the way he plays.
Yeah, I loved him. I still do, but
Yeah, where's he now? What team's he on now? I forget. Is he
I
not
don't know. I think he might be on the
he's in-
Reds.
the Reds?
I'm not
Is
sure.
it the Reds? I'm thinking San Francisco, but you're probably right.
I'm actually
Yeah, I
thinking
don't
it's the
know.
Phillies.
That's all right. That's all right. All right, so
Actually, he played for BCS this weekend. His name's Ethan Ross.
yeah, that's a good analogy, Jerry. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's on to something, Ethan. I think he got something going right there. Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. So, how did you? What did I asked this to? I asked this to Charlie, and I was wondering. I think it's real important, especially the younger guys that are listening, not just in Taunton, but around southeastern Mass, that know that we're highlighting you guys. How did you adjust going into the Big Diamond from Little League?
I kind of just jumped into it. Like I didn't do any real practice leading up to it, but it's kind of just a big change on like how far you have to run, really. And if you're a pitcher, you gotta get your arm a little stronger.
And what did you do for that? That was my next question.
I just kept pitching and practicing from that distance, really.
How about weights? Any weights? Did you throw weights in there?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, definitely.
And what type of exercises?
Anything. We bench press and just we have a lot of workouts for the hockey team back in high school. So.
Oh, you know what? That's a good question. You just worked on my next question. You're a multiplayer sport athlete. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what are the other sports?
I play hockey.
Okay, so
high school.
Yeah, so you go from hockey into baseball.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get too. No wonder you're in great shape and you're ready to go. You don't stop. Well, you must stop for Christmas, right?
Yeah, a little bit. But we get Christmas off.
Yeah, you get Christmas off. That's right.
From hockey, not from baseball.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you never know, Coach. He might, he's probably, if he's not playing hockey, he's probably over at the hitting clinic working on that tee work he wants to get in.
I hear you. Ethan's a very hard worker, guys. Really, he is. If I were to, have a group of 13s come in next year, I'd want someone like Ethan to show them what it takes to get to the level we're at, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
So that's the type of player Ethan is, and he's a joy, and he just, like I said the other night to all the parents, Ethan and well, we call him ER, so I find it weird to call him Ethan. Him and Mr. Callie, Evan Callie, had promised that the first practice this year that they were going to win the whole thing. And they came through with their promise, and they did it. And I've never been so proud to coach such a good group of kids. We didn't have to do much coaching. We did a lot of watching them play and then let them have their fun.
Good.
And
Yeah, that's probably the most fun I've had in a season.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, Ethan, we're getting ready to wrap up, go to our second break, and I thought maybe you want to give a shout-out to somebody before we let you go.
To Coach Jerry, thank you for the great seasons. We finally got it. We got this championship. You with the trophy right now?
I'm sitting right in front of it. Actually, my boxer is actually protecting it.
Oh, there you go. Well, Ethan, it was great to talk to you, my friend. Thank you for calling in, and all the best. Hopefully, we'll hear in your name, with wherever you play high school ball.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
You
Be
too.
safe, yeah.
You too, Coach.
All right, buddy.
See ya.
All right, that is Ethan Ross checking in. Coach, we still can hold on here. We're going to wait for Mike Callie to call in here in a little bit.
Whatever you want me to do, I can.
All right.
Sit here.
All right, so stand by, young man. We're going to take our second break. You're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here in the news station, 1320 AM, WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We are highlighting the 2020 Taunton Babe Ruth City Series champion Bristol County Savings. We have manager Jerry Pike online. We'll be back with more right after this.
Karaoke anime Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihavepreddiabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners. You sit down at your table, you get your card. 25 squares hold the key. Which one will it be? I-25, 072, or Lucky B13? Which one
Hey, welcome back. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station. 1320 AM WARA and online 4deepsportstalk.com. I'm Dominic Damiano, joined by the Sportsmaster Justin Ferrer and one of our journalists, Catherine Conley, a.k.a. KC. Lucy Cabral is at home taking care of some errands, and I believe I just took Mike Callie away from his kitchen project, hopefully for the rest of this this broadcast. Mike, are you with us?
I am, Dom. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Ver-
Beautiful
Hey,
day.
Coach, how are you?
I am good, Coach. How are you?
I'm just dandy.
So, Coach, what we like to do is whenever we have a chance to have you and Coach Pike had a chance to talk about a little bit of his baseball background, being involved with, Babe Ruth and and all that and Little League and stuff. Could you just so people who don't know you that watch us, that are watching us on WARA and listening, could you give us a little bit of your baseball background, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Of anybody, you know more than most, Dom. So I've been around a long time. My wife and I, who is from Taunton, and I can just talk about Taunton. We have 4 boys, and started my coaching career in Taunton with Taunton East Little League. Was on the board over there for about 10 years, and started the whole process through T-ball all the way up through the majors, where I was the manager of the Angels and had quite a good group of coaches, and for that long tenure that I was there, and in that entire time I've been coaching in the AAU travel ball circuit with the Futures Giants for the last 6 years, where my kids have also played. And Jerry is always, since my boys have started playing with him with BCS in Babe Ruth, he's always asked anytime that I can volunteer and help out, if I can do so, help practices and be at games and things, and I've always agreed. Jerry's always been there for my boys, and I've kind of taken them under the wing while Babe Ruth and all 4 of my boys have played for him and enjoy it very much.
So, Coach, to get right into this this championship series, even the playoffs for that matter, with your boys, what was the mindset? What did you try to remind the kids, your kids especially, going into this playoffs this year?
Honestly, it's not doesn't even have to do with playoffs. It's every time the boys take the field. The number one goal always should be to have as much fun as possible. If you're not having fun, whether it's a regular season game or a playoff game, nothing else really matters, especially when you deal with town ball. When you get into the Babe Ruth, the Little League, if you're really not having fun, you're not going to have good at-bats, you're not going to throw good pitches, and you're not going to make plays for your teammates.
Oh, so I actually wanted to ask you, who is your favorite baseball player? I'm just out of curiosity.
Actually, I have a couple of them. I'm kind of old school, so but my number one favorite player of all time is, believe it or not, Ozzie Smith.
Oh wow, never heard of him.
That's a great play. Yeah, well, it's because you're young.
Yep. That's exactly why.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I used to. If you ever go on YouTube and you see This Week in Baseball, the old show, it shows him doing hand flip. What was that flip he did? Remember, he used to do that famous flip all the time.
Every time he took the field.
Every time he took the field, he would jump and do a total flip like a cheerleader, and land on his feet. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder if he was a cheerleader back then when he was young.
I doubt it. Like,
What team did he play on?
St. Louis. He was a Cardinal.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Now,
He was drafted.
We tried to get Mike to do it a couple of times, but he kept telling us no.
No.
I could never do a flip, back flip or anything.
right. So, Mike, you couldn't do the flip. Is that what I heard?
Nope. Unless there's water underneath me, Don, I'm not going to try.
Yeah, brace the fall, right? Oh, I gotta slow down my mic. I'm pissing myself out here on the volume. So for those people, I'm just gonna go down memory lane, and this is just me. So for those people remember in the old WARA studios, and we used to tape the shows there, Mike was with, I believe, Greg Morin, and he was on the Massachusetts 11-year-old regional champions, and that's one of the games that I believe, it was WARA, it was us. We broadcasted it live from Beverly. Yeah, that was Beverly, right, Mike?
Yep.
And he was the manager along with Greg Morin, and he managed the 11-year-old Taunton Eastern Little League. They were the Massachusetts state champions going in the regionals, and they won the whole thing. And again, that was on WARA, courtesy of WARA, and that was a fun run to cover as well. But Coach Pike, I had a question for you. So, with a guy that couldn't do flips like Ozzie Guillen, why did you? What else made you want to bring Mike aboard? Was there anything else that stood out in your mind?
Yeah, he whenever him and I were together, he would talk baseball, and he'd say, hey, like during practices, I usually let my coaches do a lot of the work, and I get to see what's going on. So Mike and I were sitting in Grand Slam one day, and we were just talking, and he was giving me some good advice. And like I told him the other night, and I'll say it till the cows come home, I've learned so much from him. It's not even funny. He is so smart, and when there's a situation, he's like, "Oh, there he goes, coaching himself out of a win again."
That's actually a true story, Dom.
Oh, I bet. All right, so I don't mean to kick you coaches aside, but we have a very good player in the background. I believe it's Evan Callie on standby. Is it Evan?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Ev, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
Good, sir. So right now, on the regular season, you batted. Where is it? I just saw it. Nobody tell me. All right. He batted 620, 35 at bats, 625. And I don't understand why people are calling me when they know I'm on. Oh,
Did you try to put your phone on silent?
I did. I swear to God, it's a new phone though.
Oh.
Mechanical error, but you know what? I'm about to shut it off. So anyway, Evan batted 625, is on base with 771, and his slugging percentage was 686. During the playoffs, he had 15 at bats. He batted 750. His on base was 800, and his slugging percentage was a whopping 1.333. Wow, that's pretty crazy. So, Ev, real quick question for you. When you made the adjustment and when you were coming up to the Big Diamond, and I asked Charlie and Ross this as well, what was your mindset and what adjustments did you know you wanted to make so you could get ready for the Big Diamond?
Well, when you're going up to the Big Diamond, it's a huge difference of 100 feet, like fences-wise.
Yeah.
And when you're going in, there's no way that any 13-year-old should be putting the ball farther than 200 feet, realistically. So all you really want to do, like, to make adjustments is just try hitting for gaps and just going for base hits. Not anything special.
Okay, so all right. So now that you're finishing up, right? This was your last game, if I remember right. This is your last season with Babe Ruth, correct? No. Besides picking on your little brothers, I'm only kidding. What advice could you give to the other guys that you wish you took into your Babe Ruth season? If you could go back in time, what advice could you give those guys?
Just keep working at it. There's so many things that they need to be doing, like to get better at baseball.
And what are they? I'm sorry, what are they? Sorry about that.
What could they be doing? Oh, they could be just throwing every day, just running, just working out, doing the little things that really matter.
Okay. Now, what about you? What did you want to work coming into your 15th? Coming into your last year, what did you want to work on? Was it anything? Well, what did you want to work on? Is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to work on my next question. Sorry about that.
Well, I think every team would wait a second before pitching me and move everyone in their right and every one of the outfielders to right field.
Really?
So I tried to hit it to like opposite way, but it never worked.
It never worked. Why was it? Why was that? Because the pitches they were throwing, or what was the deal?
It was kind of both. in a way, because I'm always anxious when I like get up to the plate.
Yeah,
So I'm early on it.
I gotcha. Are you a big tee type of guy, working off the tee in the off season, or what do you like when winter's here and you want to keep your skills up and nice and crisp? What do you like to work on in the off season?
Mostly hitting, because I feel like my hitting is one thing that I need to work on more. Because my fielding, I feel like I have a strong student.
Okay. Now, are you a big gym rat? Do you hit the weights? And if you do hit the weights, what do you work on as far as baseball?
I don't hit the weight. Or I don't at all.
All right, so you just, like every other kid, just go out there, grab your bat and glove, and just take advantage of the winter months, and like you said, work on the hitting.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite pitch to hit? Do you like to wait on the curveball? Do you like the change coming over? Or are you more of a waiting for someone trying to spot a fastball so you can crush it?
Personally, since I'm more anxious, I like fastballs, because if I'm like, most of the time, I like how fastballs come in a lot faster than other pitches, and when they do, it gives you more like power to hit the ball and go farther.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get ready to take our third break. Coach Callie and Coach Pike, can we still hold on to you when we go into this last break?
Sure.
You got it.
All right. So we're about to step away. You're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. You can see us and you can hear the guys via the 3-way phone call we have going on. Again, we are highlighting the 2020 Taunton Babe Ruth City Champions Bristol County Savings. I'm trying to wind this out, but I got another 15 seconds to go. So I got to ad-lib a little bit more. But again, a big thank you to Jim Jones, who gave us the signal so we could promote the championship game, Game 3. We will be back with more right after this.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of novel or new coronavirus. Take the following everyday steps to help avoid the spread of all respiratory viruses. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Throw the tissue away and then wash your hands. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects or surfaces, such as remote controls and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And stay home if you are sick. Call your healthcare provider if you develop fever, cough, or difficulty breathing. For more tips, visit cdc.gov. W.H. Riley is here when it comes to heating your home or business this winter. W.H. Riley & Son always welcomes new customers. They're a family-run business serving the Attleboro area since 1873. They offer heating oil and propane with 24-hour emergency service. For more information, you can contact them at 508-699-4651 or their website, whriley.com. W.H. Riley & Son, 35 Chestnut Street, North Attleboro, a company Greater Attleboro residents have called on since 1873. Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work. Sorry, I'm late. Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever. Hi. Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, welcome back to 4 Deep Sports Talk here at the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and we are highlighting the Taunton Babe Ruth
Champions.
Champions,
The
yeah.
city champs.
Bristol County Savings.
Correct. Very good. So we have Coach Mike Callie along with manager Jerry Pike. Gentlemen, do we still have you?
Yeah.
So that's good. There's nothing on fire on my end, and hopefully I'm not causing a fire on your end, and everything's good. So real fast recap on the game. So the game stayed scoreless to the bottom of the sixth until Ethan Ross hit a base clearing triple, and then I believe, let me see. Then we had I'm going by my book. Ethan scored. Did he steal on a pass ball? Is that how we got the third? I forget.
Pass ball, yeah.
And then I have a walk. I'm trying to get before the inning end. And then he scored again on another pass ball, correct?
Yep.
And then, unfortunately, Nunn struck out to end the third. And after that, that's all she wrote. Will you guys, I'm curious on both of you guys before we walk away, because we got to do the score, but we got to do the score highlights of not just Taunton Babe Ruth, but Little League, and tell everybody when the championship series is going to start on that one. But what was what did you guys think going into Game 3 personally?
Go ahead, Jerry.
Mike.
All right, we'll go like this. We'll have Mike go first. All right, Mike.
From my perspective, I kind of said it, and Jerry, to the other coaches as well. Coach Frank, Coach Unzis, myself, and Jerry were all circled up on the bench before the game started. And I looked right at them because honestly, home plate's been there before. They've been there a while, and they've always had a good team. They've always had good players. Billy Ambrose and his staff, Chris, and everybody else really have always gotten their kids to play and play well. And I looked right at them and I said, this is definitely going to be, in my opinion, a one-run game. And I looked at the boys as Jerry kind of got everybody ready to go. And from the get-go, just told everybody that we're going to have to focus on the little things. We're going to have to bunt. We're going to have to run. We're going to throw some hit runs in and things. And fortunate where we had some, good opportunities to steal some bases. We took advantage of Ethan's hit and some of the kids being patient at the plate. And it really kind of opened it up. And you could see the body language of the kids on the other team kind of slouch a little bit, and we were able to take advantage. I'll tell you, the Dorr pitched very well when he came in his certain situations and stuff, but before, during Game 2. But we were able to, I think, get the bats going in Game 2, which carried over after Ethan started to do his thing. But both pitching, Ryan McDougall and Ethan, were amazing. And it was just that one window that we actually were able to run right through and take advantage. And I really think that affected the rest of the game.
What about you, Coach?
Before the game, like Mike was saying, before the game, we all thought it was a one-run. It was going to be tight, and that's where, again, like I said, I leaned on Mike a little bit from his experiences. But then we all looked at each other and said, what's missing is these kids aren't they're not fun. They're not laughing, they're not joking, they're not picking on each other. And then once that started, we scored 4 runs. And that's the way it's been for us all season. A lot of it has to do with, guys like Ethan Ross, Evan Callie, Ryan Keenan. They get everybody going. And then they back each other up. And it looked like first game they lost their luster, and then the second game you knew that BCS was back, and then they put their nose to the grindstone and pulled out that 4 runs, and here we are today.
All right, so I thought we'd do this before we wind up the hour because we have to get to our the sports master. I thought we'd rotate and we'd start with you, Coach Pike, and we'll talk. I'll mention a kid's name, and you could just give us a little quick synopsis of what they meant to the team, and then we'll go to you, Coach Callie. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, let's start with Andrew Callie, Coach Pike.
Andrew Kelly was one of the greatest bunters I've seen. I felt a lot of times I took the bat out of his hand, but he beat up the bunt. Great kid. I'd take him anywhere, go to battle any day.
All right, Coach, how about Jesse Shavs?
You talking? Okay, me.
Yes, sir. That's all right. I'm sorry.
I think you said it earlier in the show. Fundamental, mechanical. He's worked extremely hard on his defensive ability to be able to carry the pitchers and allow, like Evans, our other catcher, allow Evan to go out in the infield and just be the foundation of that infield, so Jerry can rely on putting a good lineup together.
All right, Coach, what about Ethan Ross?
Ethan Ross is dominant, knows what he wants, goes to get it, and he's not privy to not having mistakes. When he makes a mistake, he lets you know, and then he never makes it again. And great kid, again, just really good mechanically.
All right, Coach, Andrew Patrick.
All right, I will say there's I would say probably 3 MVPs in the series, and I think Andrew Patrick is one of them. He was just absolutely dominant. When he took the mound, you just felt good. You really did. You knew that every time he took the mound, he'd give your team a chance. And I know he's worked damn hard, too, to fine-tune his pitching skills, and he's just a man.
All right, we'll go backwards here a little bit. Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry's a first-year player. It's only his second year playing baseball, period. So we had a lot of work on our hands, and we tried to stick with him and keep pumping him up to watch guys like the Callies or Ross or Patrick. For him to get the motivation to want to be better than that.
All right, Coach, Chris Wallace.
Fun to watch. You never knew what you were going to get with Chris. In every play of every inning of every game, he gave you 100%.
All right. Coach, Brendan Calley.
Brendan Calley is a pain in the butt.
How so?
That's in a loving way. We only got 4 minutes left, so I got to get this in.
Okay.
Good, Coach. I'm sorry.
The hardest thing about that was knowing which one was which. So I made Andrew take a lower number than Braden. Braden had a bigger number, so I knew who was who. And every time I turned around to Mike, I said, "Mike, who's that?"
There you go. Coach, Logan Frank.
Oh, boy. I'm going to tell you, Jerry said it a little earlier about, an entire team of Ethan Rosses and Evan Callies. Logan's the type of kid I like to coach. He's just fun. He's enjoyable, and coachable. And I just enjoyed every part of watching him play this year. You turn around, he's laughing, giggling, having a good time, and then you turn around again, he's making a play in the field, and he's running off like he owned the place. Loved it.
All right, Coach, as we finish up, Ryan Keenan.
Ryan Keenan is the Abbott and Costello of our team. He came a long way in 12 months. I just loved watching, the way he was, the way he got the team fired up. That would be a kid that anybody would be lucky to have on their team.
Well, thanks, guys. I want to mention the last 2 guys, but we really were behind the clock, and we're referring to Ethan Undis and Charlie Rebel. And I think we touched on them a little bit about their work ethic, but I want to thank you guys for taking the time for coming in. And again, congratulations on a great season, both of you guys.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, guys, take care.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Be safe.
All right, bye-bye.
Go BCS.
All right, so that's our coverage, but real fast, we will get to the sports master to finish up.
Okay. Since I have only a minute to do this, I'm going to try and get through this fast.
You're fine.
All right. All right, so here are the Babe Ruth Little League Championships results from last week. In Taunton, West Little League on Monday, the Cubs beat the Dodgers 6-3. The Red Sox were down 3-0, tied the Indians in the 6th inning, and won in the 8th inning 4-3. On Thursday night, 3 Little League Championship. The Red Sox beat the Indians 11-4, and the Dodgers beat the Cubs 8-2. Taunton West Little League Game 1 on this Tuesday. Also in Taunton Eastern Little League Championship Tournament, the Phillies beat the Rangers 6-4 to win the championship. Also in Taunton, Babe Ruth Championship Game 3, Bristol County beat Home Plate 4-0.
All right, great job. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend.